So although office assets aren't the best or worst in class of commercial real estate, it ranks ahead of retail and hospitality type properties for sure. Once again, in referencing our train analogy, these last set of assets sit at the back, furthest away from receiving the benefits of any economic rebound. From a government policy perspective, these two sectors of the economy were hurt most from the guidelines issued collectively from federal, provincial, and municipal levels, as the goal was to ensure public health and safety. Even as government restrictions are lifted, people will be tentative in spending as much time as they did before in physical environments for leisure activities like dining out, entertainment, retail shopping, tourism, and traveling abroad. However, due to the pent-up demand and being stir-crazy at home, you can expect retail sales to temporarily bounce back throughout the re-entry phases of 1, 2, and 3, as the revenge shoppers hit the streets looking for deals on overstocked merchandise. But that's temporary. Over the long run, expect retail and hospitality industries to gradually recover to pre-COVID levels over the next 18 months or more. But not until 2022, when employment and disposable income are back to healthy levels again. There is a need to transform. A gradual return to business doesn't mean starting at sales levels experienced before the shutdown. Most retailers can expect to start and grow from a third of that sales volume and may require enough funds to survive beyond a full 4 seasons. Prior to the lockdown, weak retailers were already filing for bankruptcy. The pandemic just accelerated their demise and magnified the impact of digital disruption on traditional bricks and mortar shopping. But there was a notable difference between necessity retail and leisure retail. Not all categories suffered the same fate. Those malls anchored by grocery chains, pharmacies, and others catering to home staple goods remained opened, as they were designated as essential services, while enclosed shopping centers containing mainly fashion, seasonal, and experiential shopping were deemed non-essential and therefore suffered closure. During this time, shoppers went online. According to research conducted by Numerator Intelligence, as of March 31st, 29% of Canadians, that's almost a third, said they were making online shopping purchases when they normally would have shopped in store. 9% of all Canadian e-commerce shoppers were new to the experience, and 38% of Canadians were returning to online shopping after 6 months. With the whole bricks versus clicks debate concluding with e-commerce as the eventual winner, traditional real estate will have to be reinvented and repurposed at a much faster rate than previously expected. Owners and managers of retail property will need to reconsider the ideal tenant mix post-COVID. It may be more profitable over the long run to reclassify the property for a greater mix of uses, comprising elements of residential, perhaps include medical, institutional learning, government, and community service, or tweak as a fulfillment center of products for curbside pickup. For now, rent collection for April through June fell well short of 50%, but getting better. Strip malls anchored by staple goods have been about 85%, but fashion malls suffered greatly. Outdoor shopping malls, power centers, discount outlet malls fared much better than enclosed shopping center. They are street front, but in each category, landlords received requests for rent relief. So in summary, if you're a retailer, you desperately need to transform elements of your business towards e-commerce. As a retail tenant, you may want to twin between street front or storefront and curbside pickup or fulfillment in a cheaper industrial property. As an investor, you can interpret this need for transformation as being a glass half full opportunity and focus on picking up distressed retail at a discount. Or the glass is half empty, thinking retail real estate will require more time to produce the same return on investment you could otherwise achieve from other asset classes much sooner. Side with the latter. Unless you find a retail property that could be redeveloped to incorporate elements of other real estate asset classes, such as multifamily, industrial, or office, otherwise, the economic projections suggest sit on the sidelines and watch this sector play out before pulling the trigger on an investment purchase. Hey, this is Mel from CRE Next. Work out loud. Brought to you by Paramount Real Estate Properties, specialists in occupancy and investment solutions in the Toronto West market. I want to welcome you to this next section in a series called Unlocking Opportunities in Commercial Real Estate Post-COVID-19, where we take a comprehensive look at the impact of the pandemic on real estate strategy for the Greater Toronto Area. If you haven't already done so, I'd encourage you to watch previous sections by clicking the link right about here. And if you're watching this series again, feel free to move forward by clicking right about here. Please make sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell below so that you don't miss any new content as soon as it's released in the future. And now, let's get to the good stuff. Throughout this series, we've delivered a plan for you to navigate future business and personal investment decisions so that you can avoid the coming pitfalls, identify the trends, and reveal market cues for timing. So putting it all together, we've made sense of everything going on around us, thus taking away some of that stress and frustration brought on from the chaos of this pandemic. Together, we've learned a lot of things from this series of real estate revelations and future predictions. It would only seem fitting that we should tie a nice neat ribbon around this present and gift it to you in the form of a convenient little recap. That's section 14. So here it is, the 12 key takeaways and what to watch out for. 1. We're dealing with a prolonged interruption in the economy caused by a healthcare crisis and controlled by government healthcare guidelines that, if persists, could influence our ability to bounce back in short time. Otherwise, the economy was in pretty good shape prior to the shutdown. 2, we're about a third of the way completing this pandemic by spring 2021. Expect up to a full year of recovery before we can usher in the next new economic cycle that will last at least another 10 years. Better times lie ahead between April and September of next year, 2021. That's when you jump back into both the equity markets and the real estate markets with confidence, in my opinion. 3, recovery won't take the form of a smooth U shape, but rather a bumpy roller coaster ride along the bottom between potential second and third infectious waves throughout the course of the coming summer, fall, and winter seasons, resembling more like a W-shaped recovery until the second or third quarter of 2021. 4, shifting demographics among the two largest cohorts, the baby boomers and the millennials, will influence demand in two areas: health and wellness and technology. The truly big winners are those companies that make or marry these two streams as their core product or service. 5, the pandemic will usher in the acceleration of a digital revolution and the need for 5G. We'll be begging for 5G, affecting surveillance and the way we track our activity, work with colleagues, play, dine, shop, pay for things, operate a business, construct buildings, design architecture, and reconfigure our living and work environments. 6, the new delivery economy will blur the line between retail and industrial properties, transforming the way we sell and receive goods. 7, 2020 will trigger the start of a flight to quality among consumers, tenants, and investors as we all reprioritize and realign our needs. And when it comes to making real estate decisions, 8, residential real estate might dip after July 1st due to the new stress test rules, but if you're already being approved for a mortgage and looking for a family home, then the fall window opens up some opportunity for you. Be ready for the deals. 9. Demand for rental condos and apartments will continue to provide great returns over the next few years, beginning July 1st, as new stress test rules for buying a home could reduce purchasing power by 11% and making more renters out there. A further boost of this sector is expected when immigration and international workers and students return. 10. Demand for industrial properties will continue to climb due to the rise of e-commerce, domesticating manufacturing of essential goods, onshoring critical supply chains, and localized distribution networks for the speedy delivery economy. 11. Demand for signature A-class assets across the city will continue, but expect the B and C-class office buildings to be negatively affected over the next 12 months until the third quarter of 2021 as companies reassess, recalibrate, and redeploy their office workforce. Lastly, number 12, the ongoing retail apocalypse will require retailers to transform elements of their business towards e-commerce. Investors should wait on the sidelines as greater returns can be made from other asset classes in shorter time. But if an opportunity presents itself by which a retail property has the potential to be repurposed or redeveloped with elements of residential, multifamily, office, or industrial, then seek to grab these properties at a discount. So, last words. Looking back over past economic cycles in history, we learn there's always another bull run coming around the corner, this time bigger than the last. Regardless of where we stand in this current downturn, there's always a solution for execution for every real estate situation, as long as expectations are clear and realistic. As your advisor, I would encourage you to stay on top of real-time data. Stay vigilant on the opportunities and predictions we made here together, and stay active in the market with me, Mel Giannone, your trusted source for occupancy and investment solutions in Toronto's West End commercial real estate market. For real estate opportunities together, I can be reached by telephone 1-905-567-5602, by email delivery to mel@paramountrealestate.ca, or communicating through social media in the comments section if you're watching by video or listening via podcast. I truly want to thank you for your time. I look forward to bringing you more content in the near future. If any of these ideas presented here resonates with you, please subscribe and tap the notification bell to receive more episodes as soon as they're released. I invite you to come back and visit more episodes of CRE Next, Work Out Loud, where we'll share even more helpful insights and thoughts with you on current real estate matters. Until then, stay well.